Morning, 4AMers. If you haven't heard it today, let me be the first to say that you are awesome. My name is Troy Ritchie. I'm the host of the 4 a.m. Daily Wake Up Micro Podcast. Special thanks for our viewing audience as we are recording video this morning. Are you more important than others? Are you more important than others? I had to return some shoes yesterday. The line was very long, so I started my stopwatch. One of the reasons why I'm an audience engagement expert is my ability to learn from others by people watching. As the line moved, I watched the actions of others. Some walked while staring at their phone. I call them phone zombies, bumping into the dividers. My boys were with me. 15 minutes had passed, and I looked behind to see the line was longer than when I originally arrived. While we were waiting, someone walked past the line up to the front to ask the clerk a question. "Excuse me, I just have a question," she asked. Politely, the clerk said, "Just 1 minute." When the clerk finished helping the customer, he turned to the lady who had a question while the next customer walked to the front. There wasn't an easy answer to her question, let's just say that. The clerk had to leave his post to look something up for the line jumper. Meanwhile, the customer in the front and everyone else in line was getting irritated. According to an article which appeared in the Journal of Personality of Social Psychology titled Response to Intrusion into Waiting Lines, it revealed 54% of the people in line object to the line jumper. So as we continued to wait, my boys and I remembered a phrase I heard about bullying. If you see something, say something. So I said something. "The line is back there," I said, pointing to the back of the line. "I just have one question," she said, with a smirk. "We all have a question, which is why we're waiting in line." My boys were, embarrassed. "I'm not returning anything. It's just a question. You won't wait long." I could tell she was getting irritated. "Well, according to my stopwatch, I've been waiting 15 minutes. You're now making it longer by not waiting in line. If it's just a question, why not ask one of the clerks in the store instead of coming to customer service and returns?" Well, at that point, she didn't want to talk to me anymore. I looked at my boys and said, "Well, at least I have something to talk about in tomorrow's podcast." I think she heard me. Remember, don't really mess around with those of us who do podcasts. It's like songwriters. Don't mess around with the songwriter. You may be in their song. So in doing research for today's podcast, I wanted information on people who live life with a privileged mindset. Unfortunately, after looking through the pages on Google, I couldn't find anything other than white privilege. And this has nothing to do with race. I'm going to go back to, or I want to highlight the description I used earlier. Audience engagement. Audience engagement is more than selling to your target audience or speaking to a crowd. You see, everyone you interact with is your audience. The individual cut in front of everyone else thought her question was easy enough to answer. Fair enough. She didn't have to wait in line. That was her mindset. My question is easy. I don't have to wait in line. Her audience was more than the clerk she interrupted, though. It was everyone in line. She didn't care about what her audience felt at the time she wanted her question answered. If she's listening, are you listening? Here is my advice to you. Or the next time you feel your problem is more important than your audience, ask the person you are cutting in front of if it's okay to ask your simple question. Make sure when you do this, you're saying it loud enough so others can hear you, because we're in line. And by others hearing you, we, your audience, will know you're thinking of us. Showing empathy to those around you. We're a forgiving line. We're a forgiving people. Of course, you can ask that question. It's just a simple question. Consider your audience, all of your audience, and everything you do. You got it. Now go get it. I expect it.